Melanie. Okay, this is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM, and we have returned with Melanie Jongsma of the Lansing Journal. Melanie, we were talking about Tiffany Henyard and uh, her expenditures. What happened with her eviction uh, the uh, the eviction notice?
Yeah, her landlord owns the house in Dalton where Tiffany Henyard and her boyfriend Kamal have apparently been staying. And the landlord has appeared on broadcast news and let people know that Henyard has not been paying her rent for since August, I believe. So the landlord did file an eviction notice, and that was served to Supervisor Henyard at the October 30 meeting. So she has been publicly noticed about that eviction, and I guess the landlord is hoping she can at least get those missing months of payment.
In other words, the landlord was not able to serve the papers, and she had to use the public meeting in order to find Henry to serve the papers.
Right. She had to use a professional, um, he's a criminal investigator who does public service as part of his responsibilities. So he was able to connect with Tiffany Henyard.
And what was Henry's reaction when she received the process?
My understanding is that he saw her before the meeting actually started and let her know that he was going to serve these papers to her. And she said, okay, just put them on the desk. And so that's what he did. And he let me know afterward that does count as a service. He saw her, called her by name, spoke with her, and then placed the papers in her possession. So that counted as an official service.
What about the words that he spoke to her? Were they on the public record? Do you know?
He has a recording. He wears a little camera on his shirt whenever he's doing this kind of work, so he has a recording of it.
What FOIAs have you done on this case?
Oh, let me think. Well, at the most recent meeting, I did request the list of people who had signed up for public comment and did not get a chance to give public comment because the meeting ended early. I have FOIA'd, let me look through my,
Did you get that list since the public comment did not happen? Was that a reason for them not to provide the list?
they should provide the list. It has not been 5 days yet, so it
Oh.
has to be 5 business days. So that meeting just happened on the 30th. So
Mm,
I hope to get it this week sometime.
mm.
Um, I am asking for information about their banking because that was on the agenda and we did not get to that agenda item before the meeting ended. Let's see. I am asking for information about Big Bingo. Supervisor Henyard makes a a lot of she talks often about Big Bingo and what a benefit that is to the community and how people enjoy that and how nobody did it before she did. And I have questions about how much money is being spent on giant prizes at Big Bingo and how many people have won and what the value of those prizes is. Because I think there is some question about whether those winners have to include that as income when they file taxes. So I have a lot of questions about Big Bingo, so I'm trying to gather some information about that.
Is Dalton supposed to receive money from the sale of the bingo cards?
Well, this is Thornton Township, not
Oh,
Dalton.
okay.
And I'm not sure how I think people can gather for free and play the game for free. I don't know if the prizes are donated. That's possible. I don't know if Thornton Township is spending money on the prizes. I don't know how many prizes are big and how many are just regular small bingo prizes. So yeah, and I don't think bingo is intended to be a fundraiser for for Thornton Township. I don't think it ever was in the past. But I have questions about that event.
Have you attended any of these big bingos and spoken with the participants?
I have not, no.
Let's move on to Harvey. Have you investigated any of the allegations against Harvey Mayor?
No, there is a local newspaper in Harvey, the Harvey World Herald, and Amethyst Davis is the founder of that paper. She's a Harvey resident who went away to college and came back to her community to start a newspaper. So she's in a group called the Local News Alliance that the Lansing Journal is also part of, and she's doing great work uncovering some of the things going on in her neighborhood. She's doing it for the love of the community, and I'm supporting her in any way that I can. But she's very good at her work, so she doesn't often need my help.
What about the other investigations that you have done that outside of Dalton and Thornton Township, if you want to discuss those?
Other investigations?
Have you done other investigations or just usually do news?
Um, Let me think. The Lansing Journal has been in existence for 7 years. And Supervisor Henyard has only been around for 2 years. So most of our reporting has not been as dramatic as since she came along.
How did you start in journalism? How long have you been at this?
I really this is the first time I've worked for a newspaper. This is the Lansing Journal is uh, needed in our community because our community did not have a local newspaper before the Lansing Journal launched in 2017. I have a lot of experience in communications, in interviewing people, in sharing people's stories. So I took that experience to my work with the Lansing Journal.
Are you able to share with us what kind of work you did before, maybe with the community?
Yeah, most recently I was the director of communications for a company that is now called Providence Life Services. They manage some retirement communities and nursing homes and assisted living communities throughout the area. Um, so I was director of communications for them and often had opportunities to speak with people who were in rehab or were in the skilled nursing care, just to hear their stories and hear about the kind of care they were receiving. These are people who are very vulnerable. They're at a vulnerable time in their lives. And so it was important to listen to them carefully and to earn their trust because nobody at that stage of life wants to be taken advantage of, wants their story miscommunicated. So I learned how to um, just ask questions gently and listen carefully.
Were you able to help patients resolve any issues that they felt the Provident was not addressing for them?
No, there were Providence is a very well-respected community, and there were not a lot of controversies going on in my line of work. So I didn't have to do any hard-hitting investigative types of interviews.
How were you connected to how did you become connected to Lansing the Lansing Journal? Did you apply for the job or were you invited?
Well, I actually started the Lansing Journal.
Oh, sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I saw a need for a newspaper in my community, especially after the Northwest Indiana Times pulled out of Illinois. They were really the closest newspaper to Lansing, and they used to send a reporter to our village board meetings and school board meetings. And they stopped doing that. They have since reduced staff, reduced reporting staff. So there's not a lot of coverage in our community. And I saw that need in 2017 and decided to see if I could do something about it. And we formed a partnership with the shopper in South Holland at that time. And we were focused on a monthly print edition that was delivered to homes in Lansing. The pandemic forced us to restructure things a little bit, and we started focusing on delivering news online. And so today our news is mostly online, and then we publish a print edition occasionally when it's needed.
Did you need to get how did you come up with the budget to start the Lansing Journal?
The shopper helped with that. We were able to use their infrastructure systems and some of their staff, and people started donating right away. They saw the Lansing Journal and knew the need for a local newspaper. So they started sending in checks before I even had to ask. We also sold advertising. We still sell digital advertising, and those advertisements help support the news that we provide.
And what has your coverage been? What is before and now versus now in 2017 versus now the readership?
When we started, because we were focused on the print edition, we were just reaching the 12,000 homes in Lansing. And I wasn't really keeping track of the what do you call it? The Google Analytics for our website views. But let me check those out a minute. We have grown. We've grown in subscribers. The newspaper is free and people can subscribe to it. And then they get a daily news email that is delivered every morning. And that's really the best way to get the news. We also share our news to Facebook, but Facebook um, is a little bit erratic in what they choose to allow through and what they don't. So I recommend that people sign up for the daily email because that delivers every headline right to your email, and you can read the ones that you want. They're all links that you can link directly to the stories. In
Uh,
2017, we started in August. So August through December, we had about 6,000 visitors to our website. And in 2023, we've had over 400,000. So we have seen some growth, and that's encouraging.
how many people do you have on staff? A daily newsletter requires quite a bit of time.
Yes, I'm the only full-time person, but we have about 6 freelancers who contribute regularly.
And
We could use more staff, though.
are you able, is it a volunteer position? Are you able to get paid at all?
I get paid a small salary. It's probably not, it's less than minimum wage, but I'm able to do that, and I'll do it as long as I can.
It's a labor of love.
Right.
What do you see in the future for the Lansing Journal?
I see continued growth. I really do. I've met people recently who have skills that I don't have, and I think we'll be able to work together to make sure that the Lansing Journal stays healthy. I know there are other communities around us who need more coverage than we're able to provide. I would like to be able to serve them. I would like to grow to the point where we can be at every village board meeting in every village around Lansing. We are at every Lansing village board meeting, but there are communities that we're not attending their board meetings just because we don't have the staff to do that. And I think that kind of coverage is important. It's important to be present there, watching our elected officials in action.
What kind of skills do the people that you anticipate joining the team have so that maybe our listeners might have similar skills and might reach out to help you?
Okay. We do need reporters, and there's a difference between reporting is a unique kind of writing. Um, Not everybody realizes that. It's important to be able to listen and observe and then report what you see. It's not opinion, it's not advocacy. It's simply reporting what's happening so that the people who aren't there get a good understanding of what happened. Um, there are a lot of people who want to share their opinion about things. That's not the kind of writing we're looking for. We're looking for people who can observe and report.
And if our listeners want to learn more about the Lansing Journal and want to contact you, where should they go? How could they contact you?
Our email address is info@ the Lansing Journal. You have to put the in there at thelansingjournal.com. And that will arrive at my desk and the desk of our managing editor. So you will get a response to any email that goes to info@thelansingjournal.com.
Well, thank you so much, Melanie Jongsma of the Lansing Journal, for joining us on the WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM.
I had a great time. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.